James, just to warm you up for later. Let's have a look at this big spider.
The webs seem to get more and more like kind of intricate and thick. From the, when we first saw them, when they first started making their webs.
Yeah, they add on a bit, huh? Unless the web gets broken by a beautiful background as well. Unless the web gets broken by an animal walking through it, an elephant or a Land Rover maybe. They add on. Remember when was it? My days are a bit blurry at the moment. Was it yesterday morning we saw that one making a new...
Yeah.
Remember that?
Repairing the web.
Repairing and adding on an extra living room and redoing the kitchen and just making sure it's all up to the Joneses.
You see, this one, it might be a little bit hard to see, but it's actually got all different layers to the web. It's not just one plane.
Yeah. I think let's make that later tonight. We'll try and show you. It's very tricky, obviously. These webs are very, very intricate and fine. But what James is talking about now is you've got your main, almost like call it a sort of a flat plane of the web, which is where most of the sticky strands are that they catch the other insects with. Then they also have all these other sort of wires that help support that web and make it stronger and bigger and it makes moving around easier.
I'm gonna take the camera off quick and then I think I'll get a better angle from the top.
Oh yeah, you've got the light better on it.
No, and then you can see the depth of the web.
James, if you stay there, I'm going to come and point around, then you can talk my finger and I'll point out. You've got a bit of sound on you there.
Is it, eh?
Yeah. Let's do this now, and then we'll do one in the dark again as well. Just hold on a little bit. James? A little bit better.
Maybe.
Let's go a bit more. Yeah, it's better maybe even enough. Might have to take it off again.
Yeah, you can see the web a lot better now. About 2 or 3 different layers there.
Oh, it's got an insect, check. Yeah? See that? It's caught something. It's a small thing.
Did she get it? Or?
Yeah, she got it. She grabbed it, actually picked it up. Tiny.
Peter was just saying that she just caught a little insect there. Tiny one, it's in her mouth. I can't even see it through the camera. The web is really, really pretty from this side. And you also get an indication of the size of that web if you look at Peter there.
I've never seen this before. See if you can see over here. There's another small web.
Okay, yeah, what Peter's saying there, sorry about the sound problem. What he's saying is just behind the big web there's another little small web that he's pointing out now. So you can see the golden web of the golden horn spider in the background, a beautiful golden color, and then there's like kind of a whitish web and just in the foreground now.
There's the spider.
Where's the spider?
See the one
A tiny little spider there. But Peter, they're quite happily coexisting there in that web.
Yeah, what happens is you actually have different spider species. Here's another kind of spider as well. If you look at this one here.
Peter pointing at another kind of species.
There's different species that coexist on here. They eat things that are too small, things that you won't be interested in. They'll pick those up, and they know where the strands are sticky and where they're not. And so they can walk around on the web without being caught themselves.
They're just saying there that the little spiders eat animals or little bugs that are too small for the big orb spider to eat. They pick out. And then if you look carefully on Peter, if you let a little bit of light through, Peter was talking the other day about how they make their webs with little balls of stickiness. And you can actually see those little balls of stickiness on the back, on the golden web. It's got like little bubbles. So those are the sticky parts, and the spiders know that the sticky parts like obviously sticky. So they actually put their feet in between the sticky parts, and that's how they can move around in the web nice and easily. So these little spiders also know about those sticky big blobs of the big spiders, and they stay away from them. If you
see the little droplets?
Yeah, you can see the little droplets very well. Come have a look on the screen. The colours are just so
That's
pretty.
amazing. I'll be honest with you, I was looking at it up close now, and it's the first time I ever noticed those little globules that James is talking about. Now you can just make it out, huh? You look very carefully. You can see the small droplets on it.
It's quite a good, yeah. They're on the left-hand side strain of the golden spiderweb. You can see them quite good.
Now the reason I'd never noticed it before maybe is because I'd never knew exactly how they made this, and I read the other day, I was checking up on it a little bit. It's how they make these webs out of spiral strands. I'll try and explain it to you more just now. James, we'll find another web later on in the afternoon that we can stop really close to, and we'll try and get super close up. Beautiful web, huh? How they make those little globules is, I'm going to try and show it to you with this grass. As you can imagine, if you have, let's clean this off a bit more. It's actually incredible how these animals coexist. I mean, there's different species living there, like James was telling you. And they've learned over a long period of time that they can live on these webs. So they typically find the same species on lots of orb web spiders. So imagine they're making these separate individual strands of web, and they make that in the spinnerets at the back of the abdomen. Let's get this one clean as well. And they get a few different strands like that. So as they spin them, they actually use a few more than this, but I'm just going to use the 3 because that's only 3 that came out well. They create a sort of a spiral. You know, if you twist these around, like a bit of like if you weave a rope. So they create that kind of spirally, like a woven rope. Then what she does is, that's got glue on it already in between those spirals of webbing. She then takes and she pulls it. She literally jerks it a little bit like that to create the. Again, I hope this makes sense to you, because that's how I understand it. That really is the way it's done. But I'm just trying to find a way of actually visually explaining it. She jerks on that woven piece of webbing. So as those woven pieces pull tight, it obviously pushes out little globules, and it is so perfectly symmetrical. We're going to try and show you on the camera later. I had a very close look now with the naked eye. If you look at it up really close, you can see each individual drop, and they are perfectly distanced from the next one all the way along that web. So it is so perfectly woven, so symmetrical. James, you'd probably appreciate the engineering behind it. That when they pull that strand tight, it makes perfectly measured out little droplets. So when she's walking along, she knows that if I move my foot so far, any of my 8 feet, and I put it down there, I'm going to put it down on a dry piece of the strand. Yet if an insect flies into it, it gets stuck in those little globules. It's
phenomenal.
It's quite mind-blowing.
I suppose it's like if you're wringing a towel or something that's wet.
Exactly.
Twist it like that, then the water comes out. But they're just twisting it, and then it's just the little droplets form.
That's also a very good explanation of it. But we're going to try and show you again at another web maybe. For now, still at Buffelshoek Dam. I was hoping something big and hairy would have arrived by now, but seems the big animals aren't thirsty.